Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. I am Barbara. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. If you're new, I'm in Zone 7B in Tennessee. The weather is beautiful today. It is absolutely beautiful. I have been working all day, chomping at the bit to get out here. I've been in meetings after meetings after meetings all day long. So I got an hour and some change to try and get some stuff done. So in this video today, we are going to be prepping some places for our first plantings of 2024, like outside type of thing. So I'm excited. We're prepping for onions, and we're going to be prepping and getting our green stalks ready for planting. So if you're new here, I want to welcome you. We've had a lot of new people, and I also want to just give a couple of big announcements at the top of this video, and then we're going to jump into the stuff, y'all. So number one, y'all, we hit 5,000 subscribers. Woohoo! Thank you guys so much for going with me on this journey and being a part of this community. When I started this YouTube channel 2 years ago, I had no idea what I was doing, how it would end up. I knew that I just wanted to help somebody that was afraid to garden, that didn't know what to do, to just come along and we learn together. And that's what I've been doing for the past 2 years. If you've been here, you know that I'm as new as they come. This is going to be my 4th year gardening, but every day I'm learning, and I'm just sharing my journey with you and trying to inspire and motivate you to grow food. So that is announcement, big announcement number one. Thank you guys. And then number two, we now have our Amazon store up and going. So my team has created the Amazon store and put all of the products that I talk about regularly on the channel, things that I actually use in my kitchen, in my house, for canning, for sourdough, for gardening. So anything that I'm referencing that I said I got off Amazon, you can find it in the Amazon store. The link is in the bio. It'll be on every video. So if you're ever wondering what I'm using and where I got it from, check the Amazon store. Go grab you one if I said you need it, right? Now, on this channel, I tried a lot of stuff, right? I'm adventurous. I like gadgets. I like making things efficient. I like working smart and less hard, because you can't not work hard when you're gardening. But I like to work smart. And so I will try new things, and I'll come on here and say, y'all, I got a new toy. And I'll tell you, let me use it. Now, some of y'all will just click because I click, and that's fine. Now, some of y'all are like, let me see if she gives the go ahead, and if she likes it, then I'll go buy it. And that's all good too. So whatever camp you fall in, I buy stuff, lots of it, and I will always share it with you, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and give you my opinion. So I don't put stuff on there just random. It's stuff that I'm actually using, trying, all that jazz. So let's get to the business. So today is starting to prep some of our spaces for onions. That wind feels amazing. We're gonna let my hair just do what it do all over the place. Let me see if I can just, let's see. That's too much sun. Okay. My hair just had to look crazy, okay? So in terms of onions, like I said, I'm in Zone 7B. Right now, we're entering the last week of February. I usually plant my onions last week of February, first week of March. I've done them as late as the second week of March. So somewhere in there, you're all good to start planting your onions, right? So in terms of the onions that I bought, they are from Dixondale Farm, and I bought 2 varieties. Okay, so Dixondale Farms is where I get all of my onions. I have not been successful growing onions from seed. I tried the first year, and I got on to Dixondale, and that's just one of the things. I'm going to let them do it, right? I'm just going to let them do it. I've had great success. So I encourage you, if you've never tried them, definitely try them out. So I ordered a candy variety and a red candy variety. Those are the 2 that I've done before. Normally I've ordered leeks from them. I did not order leeks this year just because for the past 2 years they have grown well, but it's just been me. I have not harvested them in time, and I've just, again, spacing, all that good stuff. I did try leeks from seed. I think I got a couple that germinated, so we'll see how those go. You know, as a gardener, you kind of have to prioritize. We want to grow all the things, right? but sometimes that's not practical. But anyway, in terms of onions, there are 3 different kinds of onions. There are long day onions, intermediate, and short day onions. So depending on where you live geographically, you can go to Dixondale. They have a map and they'll show you what is best for your area. So it really depends on how long your growing season is, what your climate is, because if you're in a long day climate like the Pacific Northwest, those are like Walla Walla onions, Patterson, things like that, then what I'm ordering may not do well in your area, because it's about, it's about the amount of daylight that it needs. And so the order that I placed for my onions in my area are intermediate. So it's kind of like in between, right? So I think it needs 12 to 14 hours of daylight or something like that. So go to Dixondale Farms or do some research on onions, but basically those are the 3. Just know to get the kind that you need for your area, okay? So we're gonna prep the onion spaces. So what I'm doing different this year is that I've doubled the size of my onions. I literally ran out of onions. Let me see, I harvested in June and I was out of onions by September. That's like a no-go. So I've been buying onions on Azure Standard since then. And so I want to double my production. If I could triple it and have the space, I would do that as well. I've always planted in raised beds out in the back of my house. So for those that are new, you've never seen the back of my house, this is where my garden started, with these raised beds out here. I've always had success. I am going to try this year planting some onions in the ground in the outside garden. We're not going to do that today because we got to get that space ready and make sure that it's good to go. But I'm going to prep the raised beds where they're going to go back here. So onions are one of those, I don't think they're real fussy. To me, it's a relatively easy crop. They do like nitrogen, so they're heavy nitrogen feeders. So you definitely want to make sure that your spacing is right, so they have space to bulb up, and you want to make sure that you support them with nitrogen so that they can grow. Other than that, the variety that I have, I think it takes between 90 to 100 days, somewhere along in there. So I'm usually harvesting onions, by June, and then I can use the bed the rest of the summer for something different. I'll try to pop the video of my last onion harvest last year. It was great, but it wasn't great enough because it didn't last. I mean, if you're a cook and you're in the kitchen, you use onion, garlic, and bell pepper like every week, right? So you need a lot of onions. And I sold some onions, but I didn't sell that many because I knew that I wanted them for myself. But anyway, before we prep the spaces, I'm going to give you a quick tour because you haven't seen the back of the house. I'm going to show you where we're going to plant the onions, and then I'm also going to show you what the garlic is looking like. So behind my house, I have 5 raised beds. Right now, 3 are filled with garlic. And then I have 2 that I had done flowers in just for the winter, like some pansies. And those are the 2 beds that we're going to, kind of uproot. It needs to be weeded. And that's where we're going to put our onions and prep the bed for that. But let me show you how the garlic is looking. It's looking great. And I'm really excited about the garlic harvest this year. This is the first bed of garlic right here. You can see that it has sprouted. It is doing really, really well. This whole bed is a new variety called elephant garlic that I've never done before. And so you can tell that the sprouts are much bigger than when I show you on the other ones, because elephant garlic, the bulbs are really, really huge. So it's my first time trying it, but I feel like we have pretty good germination, so to speak. I did 3 rows and I feel like everything has sprouted, except maybe there was one right here. Maybe they didn't sprout, but pretty much all the spaces are covered. So that's bed number 1 of garlic. Let me show you the other 2 beds. Okay, this is bed number 2 of garlic. I see like an open space there, and it still doesn't mean that it's not gonna come up. Sometimes they don't sprout. I've seen sprouting before this time of the year, and I have also seen where it's just now starting to sprout. So, but overall, you can see I have garlic bulbs coming up all the way. I've got some weeds that's coming up as well that we'll need to weed out. But for the most part, it's doing good. That's 3.5 rows. And then this other bed here is full of garlic. Again, you can see that these bulbs or sprouts are not as big, but once spring gets here, between, I would say, April and May, these things are going to sprout up and you'll be able to see the progress. But it's all sprouting and looking good. I think overall I probably have 100 bulbs of garlic between these 3 beds and 3 different varieties. I don't remember what all I did. I know I did elephant garlic, Georgian crystal, and I think I did a red garlic. I have to go back to my own video and find out what I did. So those are the garlic beds that are doing good. Now let me show you the 2 beds that the onions are going in. So this is where we planted together some pansies. You can see weeds. Yeah, but it's coming up pretty easily. So I'm not too concerned about that. And then this is the other bed here that had the pansies in it and the weeds. You can see, again, this is a raised bed that needs to be redone. We were in the process of kind of redoing the wood on the raised beds. You can see that we did those 2 there. You see how they look versus these 2. So these are the last 2 to be done. So I need to get with my husband and see if he thinks he'll have time to do it anytime soon, as the weather is warming up some. One day it's cold, one day it's not. But this is the beds that we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and get these prepped and ready to go. Okay, guys, it's actually the next morning. I'm out here. I got about an hour before the next meeting. I'm getting it in when I can, and it's supposed to rain today. So if I can get 1 bed planted and let the little rainwater help me out, that will be amazing. So I've weeded the bed. You saw that on the time lapse, and got like just all the weeds out. And so now what I've done is I've dug a trench all the way around the perimeter of the raised bed. That's where I'm going to put the fertilizer. Now, I buy my fertilizer from Dixondale just because it's easy. And I actually have the same bag that I bought last year. So I bought the big bag, and I still got plenty left, which is good. So again, good investment. But it is a 10, 20, 10. So even if you don't buy from Dixondale, you want to buy fertilizer where the middle number, which is phosphorus, is higher, because phosphorus is going to help with root bulb development. Okay, so using the fertilizer really, really does help. So it's a 10-20K. It's the Dixondale onion fertilizer, or just find you one that has a higher number in the middle than the other 2, and you should be good to go. I'm also going to add some worm castings to the bed just for extra fertilization, but in the actual trench is where I'm going to put the onion fertilizer, the 10-20-10 fertilizer, and then we're going to plant our onions. So I'm going to show you this, and we'll be one step closer. Y'all, this wind in this hair. OMG. Okay, so what you saw me do, again, remember I put the 10-20-10 fertilizer all around the perimeter of the trenches. Just dug a trench all around. I covered that up. Then I spread the worm castings in, and you saw me kind of just uncompacting some of the soil where there were still like some roots there. You want your soil to be loose, well drained, and not compacted. So that's why I also added the worm casting. So just another level of organic matter and fertilization. And what plant don't like worm castings? They all do. So I just added that, and now I've made 3 rows. So my beds are 4 feet by 8 inches. And so I should be able to get at least 45 to 50 onion sets in my bed if I did the math correctly, around 16 in each row. I am spacing them 6 inches apart. You can do even 4 inches apart, but you might have to like go back and thin them out. But usually I do 6 inches, and I have pretty good, nice size bulbs. So 6 inches apart, and then in between the rows, it's probably 2.5, 2.5 feet, somewhere along in there. Again, I just estimate, I eyeball it. I don't get too particular, persnickety about it. And then, so I have 3 rows, and then something else I want to tell you. 1 inch deep. So not very, don't bury it all the way down, like dig you a big old hole. I know some of y'all like to dig and make sure that thing get in there. It's gonna be in there, 1 inch. Okay, so I'm just gonna go and hopefully quickly get all the onion sets in. And another thing that I did is that in my rows, again, I was testing the soil to make sure it was loose, but then I just started poking holes like every 6 inches so I can just kind of drop the onion sets in there. Let me show you what they look like in case you've never done this kind before. So this is how they come, and this is just like half of one bundle. So in a bundle will be anywhere from like 40 to 60 of these on average, and the price is $16.50 at Dixondale Farms for a bunch. Like I said, a bunch can be anywhere from 40 to 60. But I got these for $8.50. They were, when I did mine, I ordered my onions, what's now, February. I ordered my onions probably, I don't know, September, somewhere along in there. Whenever they first come out, I just go ahead and place my order. And you can pick the shipping week that you want to ship them to you. Like, they'll give you options based on your zone, and you pick the actual week that you want it to ship. I picked the week of February the 19th. Baby, they were here on the 19th. They're always on time, never late, great customer service, no issues. But this is what they look like. They're gonna look like they're all dried up and all that. That's okay, they'll grow. If you get your onions, you're not able to plant them right then, just keep them in a cool, ventilated space. Oh, y'all, this is getting on my nerves. Okay, it's getting in my mouth. Okay, so this is what they look like. These are what you call, what do you call it? You have onion seeds, you have onion sets. Onion sets are like the little bitty bulb looking things. It looks almost like, not garlic, but it's like a little bulb. This is what you call, like, I guess, an onion transplant or whatever. So this is what they look like. We're gonna plant it 1 inch deep all the way around, water it in, and then let Mother Nature come on and water today if she so will, and this bed will be good to go. Let's get to it. Guys, first bed of onions is in. You can see them all there. I just watered it in, and then hopefully it'll rain and it'll get some of this good old rain water. Okay, y'all, got it done. First bed planted. That's all I got time to do. So the rest of me onion planting will be done hopefully over the next week or so. Probably won't video that. It's gonna be the same process. I may, when we get to the outside garden, show you a little bit down there, but we'll see. Didn't get a chance to prep the green stalks. I did do some prepping, but not the part I wanted to show you on video. So we'll do that in a subsequent video. Y'all know I'm the queen of, sometimes you only got 20 minutes. You got to get done what you can get done. I have 30 minutes before I have to leave, so I got to go in here and run in the house, eat some breakfast real quick, and get ready to meet a client with some stuff. So anyway, let me show you how many onions I had left. This is from the 1 pack. So in that bed is 50 onions. Obviously the bundle was more than 40 to 60 because I probably have another 50 right here. And that's the thing with Dixondale. I don't know if they count, if they just grab and go by looks. I don't know if I'm on the VIP list. I don't know, but it's always more than 50 in a bundle. 60, sometimes it's like 75, and maybe the bundle is 60 to 75. I don't know, but it sure ain't 50 because I got 50 onions in that bed, and I still have this much left in the bunch, as you can see. Once you get the onion things, just keep them in a cool, dark, well ventilated place, and I just take the rubber band off and just kind of lay them flat and separate. You see I'm kind of separating them now. Or whatever, just so that they're not all bound together, and they can stay that way for like up to 3 weeks from the time that you get them to the time to plant. So there's no mad rush that you got to do them that day, but I'm in a mad rush because I got so many to do, and I got a lot of upcoming travel coming up, so I'm trying to get in what I can. So it's not all that I wanted to accomplish, but I got one bed down. So I encourage you, sometimes if you only have, don't wait for the whole day to get all the projects done. Sometimes you got 30 minutes, get one thing done. Start one tray of seeds, even though you wanted to start 5. do what you can when you can, especially for those of you like me that work, and this is a wonderful side hustle, hobby, whatever you want to call it. You're not doing it full time is what I'm saying. So do what you can when you can, because gardening is supposed to be fun. It is hard work, but it is so fun and it's so rewarding. So never remember to take the fun out of it. Okay. So thank you guys for joining me today. If you have questions about onions, Dixondale, any onion questions, if I can answer them, I will try my best. Just leave them down in the comments. Let me know if you're planting onions, if you already got them out, what kind you're planting, all that jazz. Let me know. The other thing I wanted to mention, I keep trying to end this video, but I keep thinking of things I want to tell you. The other thing is that some onions that you grow are not storage onions. Like these are a good storage variety. There are other varieties that I can plant and may also plant, because sometimes I'll pick up some from like a big box store if I'm like got some open spaces, and they're good, sweet, and great variety for eating, but they don't store well, right? So you have to use them up within another month or so. So I try to get the varieties that are more storage based, just because it gives me more time to do stuff with it. So just also keep that in mind as well. So you may be growing for flavor, you may be growing for storage, you may be growing for both. So just take a look at that when you're looking at the onions you're buying. What is the storage quality? So today we got 2 spaces prepped, 1 space actually planted and done. So check, we got something done off the list. I hope that you are doing so well on your gardening journey. Remember, it is a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.